Part 1, Ithaca, Book 1 of the Odyssey by Homer. In the ancient kingdom of Ithaca, where endless seas crashed beneath towering cliffs, across the island the memory of a great king still remained. Waves crash endlessly against the rocky shoreline, while olive trees sway beneath the warm golden sunlight. Seabirds circle high above the crashing waves as cold ocean winds sweep across the harbor. Fishing boats drift slowly through the water while shepherds guided their animals across the hills surrounding the kingdom. Though Ithaca remains beautiful, sadness quietly lives within its people. For many years, the people of Ithaca have lived without their king. Long ago, Odysseus sailed away beside the greatest warriors of Greece to fight in the brutal Trojan War. The war lasted for many years before the surviving kings and soldiers slowly returned home across the sea. Fires once burned brightly throughout Greece as families celebrated the return of their loved ones. But Odysseus never returned to Ithaca. Each morning, fishermen and merchants gathered near the harbor, watching the horizon and hoping Odysseus's ships would finally appear. None of the ships carried Odysseus back to his island home. Weeks slowly passed into months, and months turned into years. Older villagers quietly share stories beside campfires, remembering Odysseus as a fearless warrior known for wisdom, courage, and strength. Others remembered him as a wise and respected ruler who always protected his people. Mothers continue telling stories about the legendary king to children born long after the war began. They describing the legendary king who once ruled Ithaca with courage, wisdom, and the heart of a warrior. Inside the palace, memories of Odysseus still fill the empty halls. During the day, sunlight spreads across the cliffs while waves sparkle beneath the bright sky. Olive trees sway gently in the wind, and the smell of salt water fills the air near the harbor. Inside the palace, memories of Odysseus still fill the empty halls. Even the walls themselves seem haunted by the presence of the missing king. The people of Ithaca continue wondering what happened to their missing ruler. Some believe the sea swallowed him during violent storms far from home. Other whispers rumors told by weary sailors returning from distant shores. Despite the fear spreading across the kingdom, Queen Penelope refuses to abandon hope. Each evening, she stands overlooking the sea beneath the fading sunsets, believing her husband will someday return home. Though sadness fills her heart, she refuses to believe Odysseus is truly gone forever. Meanwhile, Telemachus, son of Odysseus and Penelope, grows into a young man beneath the shadow of his father's absence. When Odysseus sailed away for Troy, Telemachus was only a baby. He has spent most of his life hearing stories about a father he barely remembers. Throughout the palace and kingdom, the people constantly compare him to Odysseus. Yet Telemachus struggles with uncertainty inside himself. He longs to become strong and worthy like his father, but without Odysseus beside him, he often feels lost and powerless. Beneath the moonlit sky, he stares across the dark sea, wondering if his father still lives somewhere beyond the horizon. Though fear and uncertainty remained within him, anger slowly begins growing within the young prince as disorder spreads throughout his kingdom. Across Ithaca, uncertainty quietly spreads as the people slowly began losing hope. Sailors question whether the island will ever fully recover without its ruler. Servants whisper through the palace hall while villagers fear that the disorder may soon consume the land. Though life continues across the island, everything feels incomplete, as though the kingdom itself remains trapped, waiting for something lost to finally return. As darkness covers the island each night, waves continue crashing endlessly against the cliffs while stars shine above the sea. Torches flicker along the harbor and palace walls while cold winds move through the empty roads of the sleeping kingdom. Still, the sea continues, moving endlessly against the cliffs of Ithaca, carrying both hope and the sorrow across the kingdom. Somewhere far beyond the horizon, Odysseus remains separated from everything he loves, struggling to survive while his family waits faithfully for his return home.